Hello, this is AQUA-QUARTZ here. I want to demonstrate my personal lightsaber. This is the Proto Redux. This is running a Golden Harvest V3. Has a tri-cree green, white, 2 buttons, a custom 3D printed chassis, and a 28mm speaker. The chassis was printed by Nerf Herder Customs, and when him and I talked about designing this, he was worried that the chassis wouldn't have enough room for what I was looking for, but it turned out that the hilt had enough, way more than enough real estate to do what we talked about. This is a really well made chassis, and I can't really say thank you enough for his work and the passion he puts into his work. It's the Golden Harvest V3, kill switch, 28mm speaker, removable battery, crystal chamber with a real crystal in it. So for the design aspect I wanted to go for was a combination between two different characters from two different eras. I wanted Quinlan Voss's hilt and Luke Skywalker aesthetics because of the aluminum black on the hand grips and in the grooves. So, in order to turn this on, here's the kill switch. Flip it to the left. Has a real crystal chamber in it. There we go. There's the animation I was looking for. Originally, this hilt did not have a shroud. I added a shroud after testing the waters to see if the switches would fit, or if I could play around with the idea of having a 2 button setup on a shrouded lightsaber like this. And originally it did have a red switch, but I swapped it out for a white one because I didn't want it to be completely exact as the Quinlan Voss hilt. I wanted something similar or adjacent. So yeah. Plus it blends in at night. Let me see. Put the blade plug in. For the user interface sounds, I wanted to change up how the saber would behave when I would do a series of button combinations. For example, I've made a custom sound menu sound effects. I just uh, changed out the wave files for the sound menu parameter. So I'll just put this back here. Oh, I forgot to mention that each font has a different accent LED sequence. So whenever I switch to a different font, it's going to either blink, stay solid, or flicker like electricity. But for this font, Qui-Gen Tonic from Wansith, I decided to have the LED blink when it's in idle or standby mode. And it turned out really good when I picked my idle and my active and idle LED sequence. So the LED, the accent LED that is, pretty much stays solid when the blade is active. And as for the custom user interface sounds, there is a package link that'll give you free user interface sound effects and voice parameters from different characters in the Star Wars lore. For example, I picked Qui-Gon Jinn because it was very fitting with my personal saber, and his voice is a little bit loud and I can audibly hear it.
Checking power level, 100% left.
Try that again because I like seeing the animation of this.
Checking power level, 100% left.
So cool.
Saber editor. Select mode. Battle configuration. Gesture controls. Effect font slot. Save and leave Saber editor.
We put a blade in it. I have my own personal pick of sound fonts that I really like. Put this back together. Okay, there we go. To get the blade effects to be the way they are, I pretty much did some research and took inspiration from the Prophy prequel and original trilogy rotoscoping effects. So you can pretty much apply those same kind of effects onto the Golden Harvest. For example, when I power on the saber and it flickers, the animation for when the blade is being swung is that the flickering pauses for a brief moment and then it resumes flickering. another font that I want to demo for a bit. This is Arenakin. I just changed out the boot, the vocal boot sounds for just the random sound effects from the Boots to the Head package by Mad Cow or Genesis Custom Sabers. Once again, the flickering effect pauses when I swing the blade. And this is my last, and the last font that I want to go over is Hero by Genesis Custom Sabers.
The Master Hero.
So for this particular blade style or blade effect, I went for a heavy flicker because I thought that I was capturing the original trilogy blade flicker from both The Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. So it's a bit on the heavy side, like really heavy. Like you could definitely tell that the flickering has paused here significantly. And there it goes. Back to the beginning. Yeah, well, when you dive into a board and you start reading and understanding how these blade effects work and how the UI can be changed, I think there's pretty much no limit to what you can do when you stick with a board that you really like or that you learn more about. You end up coming up with some things of your own. But other than that, this is a really cool build, and I'm very happy with it. See you later.